I consider chord-scale relationships a totally bogus way of teaching improvisation. That is Hal Galper. Jazz pianist, Cannonball Adderley Quintet, 1973 to 75. 10 years in the Phil Quartet, played with Chet Baker, John Scofield, Lee Konitz, Joe Henderson. Founding faculty of the New School for Jazz, 14 years at the Conservatory of Music at Purchase College. Author of Forward Motion from Bach to Bebop. He passed last July at 87. But he spent decades giving these master classes, saying on camera what most music schools still won't admit. He keeps going. There is no historical justification anywhere in the last 100 years. He calls it cookie cutter teaching, says the academics created it as a shortcut. They have created a lot of damn shortcut. And the reason it sticks? Because they can sell it to you. Real business is here, he said. I have been saying the same thing on this channel in my own way for the past 4 videos from last week. The Berklee trilogy. The last week's launch of June's songbook as well. If you watch those, you have seen the comments. They are saying, but you still need theory. Sure, fine, I will grant you that. But here is what I want to put on the table today. 8 bars of Fly Me to the Moon. I am going to walk you through 4 moves that explain everything happening in those 8 bars on a real tune, on the fingerboard, not in the lecture hall. Not 70 modes, not 12 chord scales per course, just 4 steps. That is why this video exists, why Hal Galper said it, and how I see it. I'm Choi, Berklee College of Music, studied with Richie Hart, and the reason I bring his name into every video is not sentimental. Rich did not teach me what the curriculum taught me. He taught me what Wes would have taught me, what Grant Green would have taught me, what Peter Bernstein teaches today when you sit with him. 2 complete different educations under the same roof. The curriculum hands you a chord scale chart and tells you memorize it. That is the Galper complaint. Right there. That is the broken thing he was pointing at his whole career. What Rich handed me was not a chart. It was a way of listening. He'd play 1 bar and ask me where the melody pointed, where the third was, whether I was on the tonic side or the non-tonic side. Eventually, I realized what he was doing was not a method. It was a structure, a small number of moves you make again and again on every tune for the rest of your playing life. So I named it, built it into a curriculum, called it the functional diagonal approach. The 4 moves I'm about to show you on these 8 bars of Fly Me to the Moon, that's it. That is FDA, the functional diagonal approach in its smallest possible form. What Rich taught me, what Galper was pointing at, what you will see in the next 10 minutes. Okay, here is how the next 10 minutes go. The first 8 bars of Fly Me to the Moon, 4 moves. The move 1, why standard chord analysis falls apart on these 8 bars. The kind every textbook walks you through, it cannot actually explain what is happening here. I will wipe it off the page and rebuild it from scratch. Upper structure, the third on top, where the melody is really pointing. Same progression repeats. Sound doesn't. Because the chord did not change, the target did. Move 2. How those same 8 bars split into 2 functions, tonic and non-tonic, and how that split gives you a binary choice, West line or Django line. Pick one. The line organizes itself. The move 3, the minor 2/5 inside this tune, how the melody itself, just the melody, already contains what chord-scale theory calls the altered sound. You do not add it, it is already there. Move 4, and the one that breaks chord-scale theory in half, minor 2/5 and major 2/5 are the same thing from the diminished point of view. What schools teach as 2 completely separate scale systems is from inside the music, just one move. The same idea Barry Harris was teaching for decades, the flat 6 on the major scale. Different name, but same answer. So in these 4 moves, 8 bars, no chord scale chart anywhere on the page. Let's start with the move 1. So this is the 8 measure of the Fly Me to the Moon. Normally, what people do over here is, okay, this is a 6 minor, right? 2 minor 7, 5, 7. It goes to the 1 major 7, 4 major 7, 7 minor 7 flat 5, 5 7 of 6, and going to the 6. And this is a 5 7 of 2. It goes to the it goes where it needs to go. So, and this arrow and bracket, right? What is the point of all this? Like Aryan. So we played this Aryan scale, Dorian scale, right? Mixolydian. So every measure has its own scale and modes, right? What is point of this? What is point of this? I will give you the better one, okay? Follow me. So this A minor 7, we should look at the upper structure from the third of the chord, which is adding tension 9 and from the C. So let's look at this way. A, C, E, G, and then B, but we don't need the root, and it has C major 7 on top. It is hard to see, but just follow me. So D minor 7, same thing. We don't need a root, so on top is F major 7. And over here, G7, we have B, D, F, A. We don't need a root. We have B minor 7 flat 5. Those are upper structure chord. You see? And here is real thing happen. Look at this. C major 7, F major 7, B minor 7 flat 5. The same chords same sequence happening twice. You see that? So now already 6 measures in, I divided in 2 what we need to know on the guitar, what we can play, what we need to play. You follow me? And now from F major 7 to the B minor 7 flat 5. Oh no, let's look at over here. F major 7 to G7 over here on the guitar. So D minor 7 over here, upper structure, F major 7, but the guide tone of the chords, it goes to the G7, the guide tone moves, right? This one note half step movement, right? So this is what? F major 7 going down to F major 7 flat 5. This is really important, okay? F major 7 going down to F major 7 flat 5, okay? So look at over here. So B minor 7 flat 5 is equal to F major 7 flat 5, and it can apply over here too. F major 7 flat 5. Then why I did that is, now look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 measure, we only need to know 2 arpeggios. Either C major 7 or F major 7. Then F major 7 flat 5. Every sequence is that. C major 7 going into the F major 7 and then F major 7 flat 5. And starts again. C major 7, F major 7, F major 7 flat 5. You follow me? Up to there, on the guitar fretboard, the A minor 7, the traversing is over here. The upper structure is C major 7 here. This shape of chord is really working well with Django line, right? And then the next chord, the D minor 7, which is upper structure F major 7. This shape of upper structure chord is really working well with West line. F major 7 flat 5, and then C major 7, and then it goes again, F major 7, B minor 7 flat 5, which is same as F major 7 flat 5. Right there is our E7. So you follow me? Up to here, I just playing back and forth this C major 7. This is West line. No, this was Django line. Why this is not? Hold on. this is Django line, west line, west line, and this is Django line again, and I played west line, and over here west line. And one more thing, this is in function, this is a tonic function. This is non-tonic function, non-tonic function. This is a tonic function. This is non-tonic function. This is non-tonic functions. Now you follow me? I will play up to there. You hear that? The melody is there, the target notes, the chord is there. You hear the west line and the Django line, everything is there, right? But I am not thinking in what? Chord scale. No. Just two binary function which is already in the music, tonic or non-tonic. And either one I can play, either west line or the Django line, or Django line and west line. And then, yeah, there is one more to go, right? Yes, two more to go. So I covered up to step 2. So now look at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, number 7, major number 7, okay? So on the E7, when we come here, let's just look at the melody. So we are in the E7, right? I will show you my fretboard. So I play the G sharp over here. And over here, what I'm seeing is, the first one I'm seeing is this diminish. I'm seeing it. And then what I'm seeing is this minor triad. So this diminish is really working well on the E7 sound, because that is diminished sound with a flat 9. But look at this. What if I'm playing that? In that melody, we have this F minor triad in it. Then, what is the altered scale theory? When you have a dominant, play a melodic minor on half step up, F minor. That is right there. On the E7, the melody is right there. So over here, we have a couple choices. this becomes F minor, which is making altered sound. Or if we go these three, it is a diminished sound. But any choice would make a really good sound. But remember, those are coming from the melody, not coming from the scale theory. And the last step, let's look at. So it has this 8 major chord progression. We have 2-5-1 to the major and 2-5-1 to the minor. So in the major 2-5-1, I mean it goes to the C major 7. In the minor 2-5-1, it goes to the A minor. But from the diminished side, it has the same cadence. So we just see this E7, we have this diminished sound, right? So this diminish goes to A minor. But look at this. This diminish, third apart, is the same diminish, right? But then if I put my root over here, that is G7 flat 9. And then it can resolve to A minor. But then that A minor is already a C major 7 sound, C major 6 sound. Right? So this G7 going to the C major over 6-6 sound. How this is possible? Look at this. This D minor 7 going to the G7 to the C major 7. Look at the guide tone movement. This F, this is our voice leading to 2-5-1. The third of the D minor 7 move to the 7th and targeting to the third of the G7, and then 7th degree of the G7, and then third on the 1 chord. But then if we put this upper structure chord on D minor, and look at what happened to these extra notes. So from here, D minor 7, it goes to G7 because this is going to the G7 voice leading, and then this resolve to the third of the C major 7, right? So these two notes going in half step and then half step. But then these notes, look at these notes, okay? This 2 minor 7, 5, it just stay there. And when it goes to the 1, it just move whole step. That whole step movement, jazz musicians do not like it. So what they're making, extra voice leading. Look at this. You hear that? at that point, if we go just A minor, this is the same cadence. So minor 251 and major 251 sound the same. That is anti-chord scale in 8 measures. 1. If you want to play a different chord scale on every bar, chord tones the same way, go ahead. I am not stopping you. But know what chord scale is. It is not a music system. It is labeling system, and solo in jazz history can be analyzed with 7 numbers. That is cookie cutter. Galper's word. 2. Upper structure tracked through voice leading collapses to 2 lines, West line or Django line. That is how every jazz legend actually played. Sure, you can analyze their solos with chord scale numbers after the fact. The numbers won't make you sound like them. 3. The altered sound does not need complex theory. Follow the melody. It shows up on its own way. 4. Once you really understand voice leading, you can build your own line on any tune, any chord, and you will not be the first to find it. Someone already turned this into a system. That is Barry Harris, flat 6 on the major scale. Same inside his own name. 4 moves, 8 bar, not 70 modes, not 12 chord scales per chord, just 4 moves. Galper said it himself. No concept is good if it is closed in. It has to have infinite possibilities. That is the test of a good concept. Chord scale theory closed the door. What I just showed you opens it. Same tune, different player, different solo, forever. That is why the chord scale chart was always the wrong starting point. That is how I see it. On Friday, next video in this series, 3 masters. Charlie Christian, Grant Green, Peter Bernstein. 3 different generations, same bridge of all the things you are. All play the same concept, not because they memorized the same scale, because they all heard the melody. That is the historical proof. See you on Friday. Before that, here is what I want from you today. If you are brand new, start with building blocks for free at voicelidjazzguitar.com. If you have been with me a while and you want to see this exact application played out as a curated solo, every voicing, every line traced, every reason behind every choice, that is June's songbook. Fly Me to the Moon is one of the 3 tunes inside. The Fly Me to the Moon chapter is $61 or grab the bundle 3 tunes, $149. And you also get 30 minutes one-on-one coaching session with me and personal video review of your playing. Page, I will put the link below in the description. Everything is there. 8 bar, 4 moves. Not a chord chart, chord scale chart inside. Please put a comment below which of the 4 move was new to you. I read every single comment. Until next time, keep swinging.